Welcome to the American Dream. It is always great when we get to have Eran Sinai. He is CEO and founder of ID Cyber Center. It's great to have you in here, and I'm looking forward to this topic today.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Always great to have you. First, I want to touch, I know you have a radio show,
Yes.
I think ESPN.
That's right.
Why don't you just tell me a little bit first about your passion for that and what your topics kind of have been lately?
So whenever people hear ESPN, obviously they think it's a sports show. No, it's not. Yes, I did play soccer. I did play professional soccer, but it has nothing to do with sport. It's a talk show. It's called Common Sense with Eran Sinai, and we bring different guests. We want to take topics that in the realm of the world and make them simple, make them bring common sense into him. So we could have city official from the district attorney to realtors to nonprofits. So we try to really take what's happening here in the world and really make sense to people so they can understand what it is about. And it's fun. The show is live streamed, so people can watch us live in the studio. It's podcasted simultaneously. You can listen to it on the radio. And I love doing it. It's a lot of fun.
And I think it's something that people really want to hear more. Everybody's tired of the mainstream stuff, or like we talk about here with, just more negative media. It's so great when you get to hear things that are empowering or inspiring or make you think differently. And hopefully people come out a better person after hearing your show.
Absolutely. And, it's Monday live at 5 p.m. So people are listening in the radio, believe it or not. Sometimes they don't want to just listen to music. And I try to make it fun. It's not heavy. It's light. I love trivia. I love music. So I always involve things like that. And people, in the beginning, they sit like this. They're a little nervous. And towards the end of the show, they're like, oh, that's an hour already? And it's gone in a second. And you know how it is. So I enjoy it.
Isn't that fun when you watch people relax into it?
Yes,
and
absolutely.
to where they're not nervous anymore and they realize, okay, I'm just here. And people want to hear natural conversations.
Yeah.
They want to hear people that are, engaging and inspiring. So I think that's so awesome that you're doing that. And
it is.
I'm glad we got to touch on that.
Yes, thank you.
Obviously, one of the really important roles that you play is being founder and CEO of ID Cyber Center. Right now, cyber, people are heightened about it. There's a culture right now, everybody's worried. They're worried about cyber attack. First, tell me, what you see as a culture that the world is looking at as far as cyber.
Unfortunately, it's not going to get any better anytime soon. As a matter of fact, there was just a convention. It's called Black Hat Convention in Vegas. That's where all the good hackers get together and discuss what's next. And the biggest topics, believe it or not, was voting. Do we want to use pen and paper or do we want to use digital? So it affects every area of our lives. And I think we cannot, and a lot of people, you'll be amazed from research we have done, bury their heads in the sand and thinking if they won't look into it, it won't happen to them. But when we talk about breaches and data leaks, and we're looking at Equifax, one of the 3 credit bureaus, when over 148 million people's information is out there. So there's no question in my mind that each one of us, you, me, every one of us, information is out there. The question is if they're going to do it, when they're going to do it, and not if, but when, and what they're going to do with it. So I would really recommend that people don't bury their head in the sand. Check on a regular credit your credit card statement. Check your credit once in a while to see. Check your even medical bills. Once a year, get a statement from your insurance company and go through it, kind of x-ray of your insurance bill, because there's a lot of medical identity theft.
Wow, that is great advice. And I bet a lot of people don't think about that.
No one does it. No one does it. And I said, look, it is tough. There's pluses and minuses with being so advanced, but we're not going backwards, we're going forward. And the thieves, yes, they're getting a little more sophisticated, but it's not as much as them being sophisticated as much as the tools are so much more readily available. So I just encourage people to really be conscious and proactive. You can't prevent it, but you can be proactively doing things to protect yourself.
So you really see that the worry kind of is real. Is there anything that people are worried about that maybe shouldn't be and they're focusing on the wrong thing from your perspective?
Yes, I think people are focused on the credit card and they think, well, it's okay, if they'll steal my credit card, the bank will reimburse me. But it's not only that, it's much deeper than that. It is using your identity to even do crimes. It is doing things that could hurt you financially that you're going to have a problem proving that it's not you. And I always say, even quickly, people don't know the difference between using a credit card and a debit card as far as liability. And it is so common. A small, quick example, Demi Moore, everyone knows who she is. A few weeks ago, and you guys can check it out, someone called American Express, and he knew enough information about her to say that her card was stolen and change her address so her new card will be sent to his address. He got her new American Express, and it was in the paper, spent $169,000. Now, because it's her, they didn't question the spending. Then he tried to sell the merchandise. Lucky her, and it never happened. He got caught, right? But what I'm trying to say, don't ignore things. People know about you enough that they can create those synthetic fake profiles just like that. So be proactive, look at your credit card statement, and, worry but keep living.
Sure.
And that's really what I
think
have
being
to say.
proactive and making it the new habit.
Absolutely.
We've had to learn a new habit of living with cybersecurity and with worrying about our identities. It has to become a new part of our almost daily life of being proactive, like you're saying. And I think we could probably do an entire half-hour show just on this.
That's right.
I really appreciate that you brought up these key topics.
You're
I
welcome.
hope that our viewers really heed the warning, and we'll be right back with more of The American Dream.
I left the palace to hustle a great life of the American dream. These are the words of His Highness Dr. Prince Mario Max Schaumburg-Lippe of Germany. Prince, good to have you on the show. Thank you so much for joining us on the American Dream.
Thank you. I'm very excited to be with you, and it's absolutely true. It started pretty early. I was born in this little village, we have to say, the city Salzburg, the Sound of Music city, and fortunately enough, we had a stage in this city. And as a young boy, I was performing in the opera Boris Godunov. And that was when I started to dream about Hollywood, about America. And it just became my biggest dream. And then when I was 16 years old, I started to do a radio show and started to do television. So I'm with the media all my life, but of course, first it started in Europe. Very humble with little shows and little columns I wrote. And the interesting thing is when people asked me, what do you do? I always said, I'm on TV, I'm a TV personality, I'm a radio journalist. So I never said I'm a prince, because I said that's something that is not the most interesting thing. My job, being in the media, being in entertainment, was always what I lived for. Yeah, and then a few years ago, I really made it to Hollywood, and after a successful and big career in entertainment in Europe, I said, now I'm going to jump in the cold water, come to Hollywood and see what happens. And I'm now a judge at the Television Academy for the Emmy Awards, and I'm working 7 days a week on interesting projects. I started my own PR company, so I help people to get in the media, or if they have a crisis, get out of the media. And I'm just having a blast being in this wonderful country, and America is being very friendly to me. I think it's such an open and such a cool place. So I feel very welcome, and I thank this country for what opportunity it gave to me. I really have to mention that.
Well, it's pretty fascinating that you found your inspiration in this Hollywood scene, that you actually made the leap from being a prince to now being here in Southern California. What year did you do that?
I started with little steps. So first, I just went to New York, and there I met at the function of Prince Albert of Monaco, Liza Minnelli, and we just had a blast dancing. And she said to me, "Oh, this kid can dance." So legendary Liza Minnelli from the musical Cabaret. Most of you guys will know her from winning the Oscar, the Emmy, the Grammy, and the Tony. This legendary entertainer invited me to dance class to Luigi, who was the former dance captain of MGM Studios. And there I was dancing and rehearsing with Liza Minnelli, with Ben Vereen, Pippin, with Christine Baranski from the ABBA movie, all these legends. And every day we went to this Broadway dance class at 11. And she took me under her wings, and we had a blast. And I started to work on musical shows. So I was starring in a show called Pretty Faces. I was starring in Dracula's Story. I was starring in the show 12 Days of Christmas. So I did a lot of stage work first. And then I wanted to merge back into television, what I did in Europe. So I moved on to my next education, and I went to the Lee Strasberg Institute, and there I studied with David Strasberg, who is the son of Lee Strasberg. And right on, I booked TV stuff. I had a show on VH1, I did work on Bravo, and then I did a movie for Lifetime television. So everything worked out really cool, and I just feel whenever you want to achieve something and work hard and learn your craft, it really works, and I never had a problem with it. And now, as the acting is a thing that comes and goes, because you always have to rely on people booking you, hiring you for a project, I start my own project. So that's a thing I like a lot, doing own projects. We just won Culver City Film Festival with a production about a school in Hollywood where kids graduate high school age 11. And I teamed up with this school because I think it's such an advantage for American kids to be able to graduate with the high school degree age 11. Then they can go right away into learning a profession or studying. And we're so proud because the next season of the Dancing with the Stars is a junior edition. And our boy Lev graduated high school age 12. And he is now on the Dancing with the Stars as a professional. He is in the music video with Justin Timberlake, and our boy is also on the national commercial of a clothing brand. That's one of our alumni of the Ivy League College Preparatory Academy. And then another kid we have is at law school now. Maxana finished at 11, and she's now studying law, which is very impressive. So I like to help others because I know through hard work and hustling you can achieve a lot. And that's what I want to pass on to the audience and to everyone. Just go for it.
Well, you're an award-winning actor and a TV host as well, so you're very much in the space. You like the art of it all, but it sounds like you also have that entrepreneurial spirit where you're starting businesses and you're doing things for others. Explain what you're doing in that world.
Yeah. So meaning being an entrepreneur is for me one of the greatest things, and it really came up in me when I came to this country because there are no greater entrepreneurs than the American ones. The speed of a project that can be commenced, then the power of economy in this country is unparalleled. So I love what opportunity you can have here, and it's just a question of seizing your moment. And so many people asked me, Prince, how did you become so well known in Hollywood so fast? You won all these awards, you're in the press, so how do you do that? Well, I've been in the public all my life, and I've been in journalism all my life. So this is what I know best. And then I said, well, you know what? Why don't I start a PR company and help others to promote their person, their product, their company? And I did it, and from day one, I'm representing a new TV show by former Oprah Winfrey producer. I'm representing stars that are in and out of the media. Sometimes we need to get them back out of the media when they have a scandal and they say, oh, Prince, please, can you help us? We have some crisis happening. And I'm like, okay, let's overlay it with a good story. Let's pull you out of the media. I help those. And then a friend of mine who just happened to play along, Eric Roberts, the Oscar nominee and brother of Julia Roberts, and who was now in the Jurassic Park franchise, a new Jurassic World movie. So my buddy said to me, well, I'm doing all these great projects, but I don't get enough press. Boom, here we go. Now I represent him, and he's getting an article every day of the year. That's what I love. And another big project of myself is Prince Caviar. So I import and distribute organic caviar, and it's the world's best caviar, and caviar is very healthy. I grew up with it, but when I came to the US, I saw it's unaffordable, like so expensive. These little tins cost so much. I mean, you can not only work for buying this healthy caviar. So I said I need to change it. So I came in with caviar imported, and this caviar has a wholesale price. So Prince Caviar is affordable for everyone, and it has all the natural fish oils and vitamins. So it's a good product, and now for the first time in America with a great price.
Well, you've had an amazing journey. A lot of people say that the American dream is dead. You as a prince have made the journey on your own, taken all of the risks. And as I ask you about your entrepreneurial spirit, it sounds like you're in about 10 different things, but you're passionate about all of them. You have a successful career as an actor, TV host, and now you're helping others to do it. We appreciate you coming on here and sharing your story of the American dream. Thank you so much, Prince. We appreciate it.
Thank you. And I have to say one thing. I'm also sharing what I can achieve because I love the American veterans, what they did and what they do for this country. And I mean, they keep America so nice and they kept it always safe. And I'm always donating for them. I love them. And I did some festival, a caviar festival for benefiting the veterans with the proceeds. And I think we should always look for and after others when we are successful in what we do.
Thank you so much for honoring our military. We really do appreciate that. All right, thank you so much. Cheers to your American dream. Gotta let you go. More of the show coming up next.
Leslie Dale with RE/MAX here today with Terry Kenny, director of the Gaston Low-Cost Spay-Neuter Clinic.
Hey Leslie, thanks for coming. I am the executive director here at the clinic, and we opened our new facility about a year ago, and thanks to the generosity of Dr. and Mrs. Borchardt, we now have the Lenora Borchardt Center. That's Tippy, he's a shelter rescue, and we're trying to get him adopted by a good family. This is my office. Everybody will look around and say, wow, it looks a little fancy, and it does. I was an attorney for 27 years, and so I retired to come down when we moved into this new building. But I am a volunteer and love it, absolutely love it. We're located at 425 West Franklin Boulevard, and our services are available to anyone, Gaston County, outside the county, but we try to make it affordable for everyone.
What's the typical cost?
It's $70 for female cats and dogs under 60 pounds, $40 for male cats, and we run specials all the time. We also have funds available if people receive Medicaid food stamps or WIC, then we make it affordable for them too. Come on in, let's show you where the action happens. Excuse me, Mel.
All right.
Yeah, we're doing a lot of cats today, and this is our surgical suite. We have one surgeon who will be going from table to table. She's just finished 3 surgeries and did 2 exams this morning. This is Dr. Jones. Dr. Jones is our surgeon today.
Hi, Dr. Jones. Leslie Dale. Nice to meet you.
So one of our rescuers got her, and they were very excited, thought we would reunite Micro with the family, and they had never registered the chip. So at our facility, we register the chips for everybody, so we don't have to worry about that happening. And then one of my favorite rooms, I love washing and drying. So we have 3 washers and 2 dryers, and they go pretty much nonstop starting about late in the day. And this is another one of our girls.
Oh my goodness,
and this is Zena.
Hey, Zena.
And this is our dog room. And this works out really well because it's not below our upstairs space so that it makes a noise.
Who is that?
And all of these are public animals here today. So they all have owners, and they'll be going home at the end of the day, and most of them will get new vaccines today and will be spayed or neutered. He came from the shelter this morning, and he has been adopted. So his new mom and dad will pick him up this afternoon, and he will be fully vetted and microchipped, and then he'll get to go home. So we're very happy for him. He's very handsome.
He
Aren't
is.
you handsome, buddy?
Terry, how are you able to do this so affordably?
Well, first of all, we're a nonprofit, and so that really helps. Nonprofits don't have to pay taxes, so we don't have to pay income taxes, we don't have to pay property taxes. Also, we use volunteer labor, like Melanie was here today to help. I'm a volunteer. We have other volunteers. And the biggest thing, though, we write a lot of grants. grants. We have written a number of grants and received funding from PetSmart Charities, from the Borchardt Family Foundation, from some other private foundations, the George Patterson Family Foundation. So we have written grants for equipment, for kennels. I can walk around and sort of point to what grant money bought. So we try to do that to keep the price. To keep the prices affordable for everyone. And if people can't afford them, we actually have funds to help them get their animals fixed for even a lower price.
We won't have to do that again.
I think we'll probably have to do that one again.
Terry, most of us who are local recognize this is the old BB&T building.
Yes.
Y'all have done a terrific job repurposing
Thank
it.
you. We're very excited.
So not only do you have the spay-neuter facilities, you have a conference room and teaching room that's available to people to rent short-term.
Yes.
And then you have about 2,000 square feet of office space that's totally been redone.
Before we bought it, it was a realtor's office. And so a lot of the IT and wiring's still there. And so we're ready to lease and help move our project forward, our spay-neuter clinic forward, and hopefully somebody can use the beautiful space to their advantage.
That's terrific. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you, Leslie. I appreciate it.
Welcome back to the show. Well, we're now going to Suzette Gray. She's the #1 agent with Coldwell Banker Residential. She's coming to us from historic downtown Waxhaw.
Hello, Suzette Gray here with Coldwell Banker Residential, and I'm here in the quaint and charming historic town of Waxhaw, North Carolina. We're in the southwest corner of Union County, about 20 miles south of Charlotte. Neighboring communities, Marvin, Weddington, Wesley Chapel, Monroe, Stallings, and Mineral Springs. We're so close to the South Carolina border, about 2 miles Indian Land and nearby Fort Mill. With a population of about 17,000 and growing, it is the fastest growing zip code in all of North Carolina. This quaint, small town atmosphere is just the perfect place to live and to raise a family. Just a few interesting facts. Waxhaw is ranked #1 for the best place for young families in North Carolina by NerdWallet. It's ranked #2 in 2017 of the top 20 safest cities in North Carolina by Safewise, and it's ranked #3 in 2017 for the safest suburbs in the Charlotte area by Niche. A little history for you history buffs out there. Waxhaw dates back to the early 1700s when there were an Indian tribe called the Waxhaws that inhabited this area. A lot of outdoor activities around here. The Parks and Recreation Department is alive and well here in Waxhaw as well. There are 2 local parks right here in the downtown Waxhaw area. It is the David G. Barnes Children's Park as well as Waxhaw Skate Park. I'm starving now after that tour, aren't you?
I am.
Well, let's go grab a bite to eat at Mary O'Neill's Irish Pub and also grab a pint.
Grab a pint.
Yes. So here we are at the end of our tour, and we are in Mary O'Neill's Irish Pub in downtown Waxhaw, and I'm here with owner Kieran. Say wave. Enjoying a pint of Guinness. I hope that you've enjoyed the tour of downtown Waxhaw. Now back to the studio.
Welcome back to the American Dream. I am here with a show favorite, Rick Melville, Senior Mortgage Planner at Fairway Independent Mortgage. Rick, welcome back to the show.
Oh, thanks, Melissa. Glad to be here.
How's Charlotte?
Charlotte's a beautiful place. It's a great day today. Really sunny.
Absolutely. I know it's getting towards the end of the summer, but we got to hold on to those last couple weeks, right?
You're exactly right.
So, Rick, tell me why people should not believe those monthly payment estimates shown on those houses you find in those online search companies that are so popular nowadays.
Right. Well, typically, they won't show you accurate information. As an example, they almost always start with a 20% down payment. And most people don't
That
put
seems
20% down. Yeah, and it's so it's somewhat misleading. They also generally, since they start with a lower loan amount, show you a lower payment than you might actually have. And they're missing mortgage insurance, which you might actually have. And they generally lowball the real estate taxes and the homeowner's insurance costs. So overall, using those tools, you're not going to get an accurate monthly payment number. You might get excited about a house and then get really disappointed. And that's why we want to have meetings with our clients either face-to-face or via online video. We go through everything with you in a fully transparent manner. We show you exactly what your payments will be at different home prices, real numbers on the taxes, real numbers on the homeowner's insurance. So our clients are fully prepared when they go out to look at homes. They know what they're getting themselves into. They know what their monthly payment's going to be. That lets them sleep at night, gives them a lot of comfort.
Yeah, I guess that saying, if it's too good to be true, it probably is.
You're exactly right. So, you know, just because it's on the internet doesn't mean it's true.
Although Google does help me a lot. Well, Rick, thank you so much for all that great information. We'll see you soon.
Thanks for your help. Bye-bye.
Bye, Rick.
Welcome back to the American Dream. Right now we're going to speak with Tracy Frick Esquire with Frick, Trent, and Lizio, attorneys at law. We're getting into homeowners associations and liens. Tracy, thanks so much for being here with us.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Of course. So I have a question for you. If somebody's living in a community with a homeowners association, can a lien be placed on their property for unpaid HOA dues, even if they're paying their mortgage on time?
Yes, actually it can. Most homeowners don't understand that even if they are paying their mortgage on time, if they don't pay their homeowners association dues, or if they become delinquent, the homeowners association can place a lien on their property. And as a matter of fact, if it goes far enough, the homeowners association can actually foreclose. So that's something to remember when you're paying your dues, to make sure they're on time, because it is a possibility of foreclosure if you don't pay them.
Important to pay the HOA and your mortgage, equally as important. So thank you so much, Tracy.
Of course, yeah. Pay both of those on time.
Pay your bills, pay your mortgage, pay your HOA. Cool. Thank you.
Pay your HOAs.
Cool. Thank you, Tracy, for clarifying that.
All right, that's all for the American Dream. Thank you so much for checking us out. Remember, our goal is to educate, empower, and engage your American Dream. Don't forget, we love you to breathe oxygen into this message. Follow us on social media, and don't forget, we'll catch you next time. See you next week.